finally some action happening in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. My goodness, it was getting a bit quiet there for quite a long time, and I'm so happy that we're kicking things back off with some fun again in Galaxy of Heroes by talking about the 501st Reworks. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the clones are finally getting the love they deserve, and we talked about this a while ago, but they were hinting at that they were just only doing the 501st Reworks, and lo and behold, they are just going to be reworking Rex, EKKO, and 5. Also, if you guys watched the Clone Wars TV series, you would have known that Ahsoka Tano, she kind of had a bond with her clone troopers. A lot of action with, for example, Ahsoka Tano and Rex. And Ahsoka Tano, she already got a rework a while ago, but she's getting a new touch-up because they added the 501st tag, baby. Woo! But in regards to Ahsoka Tano, the first thing they just added, again, it's a touch-up. This isn't a rework for Ahsoka Tano. Her kit's already fairly decent. She's getting the 501st tag. So whatever Rex and EKKO and 5s are going to have, Ahsoka Tano should be able to synergize well with them. And her basic ability, we already know it's got some good cleansing on the basing and whatnot. The main change they added is if there's another 501st ally present, Ahsoka also recovers 15% health. That is huge because Ahsoka, if you have the Zeta on her, she's always going to be assisting if there's a Galactic Republic leader. So if, let's say you have Padme Amidala, I don't know, let's just say Ahsoka and Rex is sitting in the mix somewhere. Every time Ahsoka's using her basic, she's going to be constantly triggering this daring Padawan, so she's going to be called to assist all the time. And through her basic, if there's a 501st character, she's going to keep healing herself over and over and over again. So besides all the cleansing and the buff dispel she's doing, she's also going to be healing herself. So if she's falling down a bit, she can pick herself up gradually throughout the battle. And this is going to pair well with Padme Amidala because of all the health regeneration that already happens with Padme. So although it looks to be minor, it's a minor text change, it is something that substantially changes the way Ahsoka Tano operates. So that is a good thing to see. Her survivability is going to become even better. And let's talk about probably the character people want to know most about, Captain Rex. Now, there's worries that they were going to nerf his leader ability. And the good news is it looks like they are not changing the Captain Rex leadership, or they're not nerfing it like what they did to the Finn leadership. It's pretty much the same thing. They added some new things and they slapped on a Zeta, as we see right here. I don't know exactly what the Zeta is going to be applying to. They don't really break it down right here. Captain Rex already had a fairly decent kit, so not too much had to be added. But as we see, the changes they added are actually kind of nice. Let's look at the basic ability right here. Impeding shot. Before, it was just a turn meter removal thing, which is still nice. 25% turn meter removal. That was huge. Now, he's going to be able to remove 25% turn meter still, but he's also granting potency up for 1 turn to a random 501st clone trooper ally, not just a clone trooper ally in general who doesn't already have it. So you're going to be spreading a lot of potency up throughout the crew. And remember, we still have to look at the other characters. Potency up ensures you're applying debuffs as much as possible. So hold that thought. We'll come back around to it eventually. Now, this is another big ability. Captain Rex, besides his great leadership, he had tenacity and a bunch of turn meter mechanics built into what was formerly called squad discipline. Now they changed it to form up. I really like the animation, the classic iconic Captain Rex animation he's got going on there. I really like it a lot. And really, nothing seems to have changed too much. It looks like it's more language. Remember, Captain Rex was designed back in 2016 or something like that. And so the terminology has changed a lot in Galaxy Heroes. It's basically the same thing. Instead of dispel all negative stats effects, it's dispel all debuffs. You're still going to get tenacity for 3 turns. Clone trooper allies will still get 60% turn meter, and they'll still get plus 10% turn meter for each debuff dispel. Again, same exact thing. And other allies will gain half these amounts. So really, it's just a language change and probably a textual and like just animation change. Beyond that, nothing much is changing. Again, Captain Rex already had a pretty good kit to begin with. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to hold my excitement. Captain Rex is going to be using his jetpack, baby. Yes, awesome. We don't have too many jetpack characters in this game. I mean, we have Jango Fett, Boba Fett. I think those are really the only 2 ones that utilize them. Now we have Captain Rex joining the mix here, and now it's called Aerial Advantage. Now, this is a really cool way of making this ability deadly. This is going to be Captain Rex's big finishing blow. Before, it wasn't all too impressive, but now this is going to probably be especially helpful for light side territories because the health pools are enormous on these enemies you're going to be facing. This is what you're going to want to be using. Deal physical damage to a target enemy plus bonus damage equal to 25%. Listen to this, 25% of the target's max health for each turn a clone trooper ally has taken during this encounter. This ability starts on a cooldown, so it's going to be an Annihilate basically for Captain Rex. So you want your clones, your other clones, to be taking as many turns as possible. Again, this isn't even constrained to just 501st. Clones in general, the more clones taking turns, the more damage this ability is going to do. So this should be easily able to get to like a 4 clones taking a turn. This should be able to do easily 100% maximum health damage. That is going to be huge, and you could probably get this even higher, especially since it's starting on a cooldown. The AI can't even screw it. The AI is going to have to wait until everyone takes a turn and the cooldown reduces for this ability. So Captain Rex is going to be a lot more deadly, it seems. Now, we've already talked about this. Nothing's really changing. We still are going to have our Terminator, but let's read what they did change. Besides textual changes, Clone Trooper allies and 501st allies will have 20% max health. So I'm guessing we haven't seen what the rest of the kits look like and how it's going to interact with all the stat changes and whatnot. So this is probably going to be more significant than before, because before this wasn't too impressive. This increase is doubled for 501st clone troopers and half for other allies. So Captain Rex, EKKO, as well as fives, they're going to get 40% max health. So that's good. And in addition, whenever an ally suffers a critical hit, all clone troopers gain 50% Terminator and other allies gain half that amount. And it's pretty much the same thing as before. And now we got a unique ability. We did not have a unique on Captain Rex before. Now we have, it's called Captain of the 501st. So Captain Rex is going to be a double Zeta character. I'm glad I've been saving up Zetas lately because I have some other projects going on, but I wanted to save in case some stuff were coming out. This might be a candidate here. Let's read what it says. All 501st allies have plus 4% speed for each 501st ally present at the start of the battle. I'm guessing they're probably going to add 2 more 501st characters if I had to guess. So potentially this can get up to 20% speed if we get some more 501st. Other 501st clone troopers allies reduce their own ability cooldowns by 1 at the start of each of their turns. That is a brand new mechanic. Wow. Every time they're taking a turn, they're gonna just boom, reducing their cooldown. So that ability up here that has a 4-turn cooldown, you should be able to drop that off a lot faster. It shouldn't take 4 turns. It's probably gonna take like what? It's basically cutting it down in half. If Captain Rex is taking a turn, he reduces his cooldown a bit. So when you're looking at these cooldowns, you kind of gotta subtract them by half because of this Zeta. I'm guessing this is what the Zeta is going to be because of this clause right here. And if Ahsoka Tano is present, here comes the Ahsoka love. She gains critical hit immunity for 2 turns whenever she falls below 100% health. Now she already gets critical hit immunity through Anakin Skywalker at the beginning of the encounter, but as she's losing health, she's gonna fall down a bit and get below 50% health, get critical hit immunity, and basically that's acting as a defense, so she can kind of get back up and get herself up and running again. Because remember, with her touch-up, she's gonna be regenerating health on her basic. It's kind of fitting. Captain Rex is always having Ahsoka Tano's back. I love the direction they're going with this thematically. Let's look at EKKO, and then we'll talk about fives. These 2 characters are definitely the most outdated of the bunch that we have right now, but let's see what they're gonna add to make them a lot more viable. One of the problems with EKKO is the damage was bad. Damage was bad, and his dispels weren't happening fast enough. Now, as we see here with supporting fire, they're starting to address some of the damage issues, and there's a couple other interesting things. Deal physical damage to a target enemy, and this attack deals 15% more damage if EKKO has critical damage up. We're gonna be probably seeing critical damage up somewhere else, and grant the weakest Galactic Republic ally 25% Terminator. So now we move on to the EMP grenade, and this was always kind of not too sure how I feel about it. They changed it a little bit, but as we still see, we don't see anything yet that addresses this high cooldown. But hopefully, maybe with this Terminator gain from Captain Rex as well as EKKO, maybe it'll be an opportunity for EKKO to keep taking more turns through Terminator gain, therefore getting more EMP grenades, because the B2 Super Battle Droid over there, he is the king of buff dispelling. Deals special damage to all enemies, dispel all buffs to them, nothing different. But now, stun all droid enemies. In Geonosis territory battle, you're going to be seeing a lot of droids. So that right there is going to be helpful for light side territory battles, and maybe some sort of General Grievous counter in Grand Arena potentially. So now we got these 2 unique abilities. Let's go ahead and read this first one real quick. Copy that. Whenever another clone trooper or 501st ally uses their basic ability during their turn, EKKO assist. Whenever a clone trooper or 501st ally critically hits an enemy, EKKO's next attack will be a critical hit. Kind of an interesting little thing going on there. It's very conditional for when you're going to get a critical hit. And lastly, Domino Squad. I'm glad they're bringing some Domino Squad lore into EKKO's kit right here. We got the Zeta right here. Don't know what the Zeta is going to apply, but we'll guess. Clone Trooper and 501st allies have plus 20% critical chance. Clones love getting that critical chance increases. And when an enemy evades an attack from a Clone Trooper or 501st ally, EKKO deals damage to them equal to 20% of their max health. That's good, which can't be evaded. And if fives is present, EKKO deals 100% more damage when fives is taunting, baby. We're gonna get a fives taunt right there, or has a plus 100% defense when fives is not taunting. I like this. So you're seeing that Domino Squad love right there, because I believe Fives and Echoes, they were both on the same squad. And Fives, this guy was the wet noodle of them all, and not too much use out of them. I'm really excited to see what they did with them. And Fives will taunt in a very weird way, as we'll see in a second. So the dual DC-17 blasters, nothing really changed. It was a cool mechanic. At one time, Fives' basic was one of the most annoying things in the game, that obviously the game kind of passed him up, and it wasn't all that good. So we're still going to get speed down. If the enemy was already inflicted with speed down, he attacks again. So that's cool. I like that. Nothing much had to change there. So his cover fire, this was his assist capability he has, and now it says deal physical damage to target enemy and call target ally to assist. So now it's not random. I like these targeted allies to assist, because all these clones have a different basic going on, kind of like Genosians when you're using Pog the Lesser or Genosian Soldier. It's nice calling who you want. If the assisting ally is a clone trooper or 501st, both attackers deal 35% more damage, and at the end of his turn, if there are no allies taunting, Fives will taunt for 2 turns. So this is your taunting capability. So in case you can't bring in a dedicated tank, like let's say General Kenobi is a far better tank than Fives. If Fives sees there's no Kenobi or someone, he'll step up and be your taunting tank. So it's kind of a way, it's a different way of taunting. Before, most of our taunts were just either passive or you press a button and they taunt right away. This is a lot more conditional than some other characters. His leader ability still not too crazy. I mean, there is something nice to it. I mean, clone trooper allies get plus 50% defense. All other allies get half that amount. This is kind of nice, I guess. 501st allies gain protection over time 5% for 2 turns whenever they are critically hit. I'm not sure if that's going to be your best clone leader. It looks like Rex or Shakti's probably going to be the better ones, but that protection over time is kind of nice, I suppose. We got some more Domino Squad love for Fives over here. This does have a Zeta. Fives is going to be a double Zeta character right here. So Fives has an 85% counter chance, same as before, and Fives gain 15% turn meter whenever another clone trooper or 501st ally takes damage, and half that amount for other allies. Again, same thing as before, basically, just reworded. If Echo is present, Fives has plus 100% defense when taunting, or deals 100% more damage when not taunting. So it's kind of nice. If he's taunting, he's going to hold the ground, take the punches for the team, but if he's not taunting, he's going to go crazy on the other team. And I guess the one thing they did kind of nerf is that they don't have the plus 50% counter damage. That is going to be a slight nerf, but again, 1 step back, 5 steps forward, basically. And lastly, tactical awareness also has a Zeta. Fives can't be revived. That's interesting. Rest in peace. When another 501st clone trooper ally would be defeated while Fives is active, their health is set to 100% and Fives is defeated instead. Wow. Interesting. That's kind of like an L337 type of thing, but a lot more extreme, where instead of just getting him back to 50% health, he's just going to sacrifice himself completely. That is awesome. That's kind of like what happened in the Clone Wars TV show. Spoiler alerts, he's kind of sacrificing himself for his brothers. If Fives is defeated this way, 501st clone trooper allies gain his max health, max protection, speed, and offense stats until the end of the battle. Now that is going to be fun. You're basically, Fives should be, hypothetically, if you're running a full clone team, he is going to be the first one to die off. Whether you want it or not, Fives is going to die off, and he's going to grant all these bonuses: the max health, max protection, and speed and offense. That is really cool. I'm guessing this is what the Zeta is going to be applying. And that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Maybe you guys see some other patterns that maybe I didn't pick up here right away with how these kits are going to interact with each other and interact with the rest of the characters. What are you hoping is going to be added to make this team even better, so we have a 501st dedicated squad? Would love to hear your thoughts. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll talk to all the loving people in the next video. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah. Party Richter, party Richter. Down, 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 down. Party Richter, party Richter. Son of a bitch. Party Richter, party Richter. Down, down, down. Shut up.